What's going on, y'all? It's Isaac Paul, and this is the script. We are going to go ahead and get right into it, man. I've got a great guest with me tonight. Actually, I shouldn't even call her a guest at this point because I've had her on dozens of times. You all know her as the owner, the founder of Love Corkscrew International LLC, all of that other good stuff.
Oh,
What's
Lord.
happening,
Yeah, but you
Krishan
keep going, keep going. What's
Lamb?
going on?
The
Hey,
one,
Z.
the only. So what is going on, Krishan? What's
Oh,
popping?
just making it day by day,
Listen, man, day by day,
This
right? Day
rap
by day.
game we call life. That's it.
Right. Now
Uh-huh.
listen, I've been seeing you on social media, man. It looks like you got a lot going on, right? In terms of just traveling. You just were in, was it
I was in
Maryland?
Maryland. Yeah, I
Okay.
was in I was
Uh-huh.
in Bethesda. I definitely
Okay.
had interesting travels. So I was in Bethesda doing a tasting for one of my big accounts, but I flew into Reagan
Mm,
and then had to get an Uber out to Bethesda, but then, which is in the Maryland side.
okay.
Then though, when I was leaving, I had to get to Vegas, so I had to fly out of Baltimore.
Mm,
So flew back out of a different airport after doing a tasting in Laurel.
mm,
But the catch was um to get from Baltimore to Las Vegas.
okay.
Okay, I think I have a delay going on. It was crazy because I had a layover.
Mm.
And the crazy part, so the short of the story is had a layover in Chicago for an hour and a half, but
Mhm.
by the time we end up in the air, we were over 45 minutes late.
Okay.
So thinking that it's going to be a very, small window for the connection, it ended up being less than small. Literally, while I'm in the air, I'm getting the notification that we're boarding.
Really?
So we land. We're still stuck on the tarmac for whatever reason. Get to the gate. We're still stuck again because we can't get off the plane till the engine is cut off.
Oh, wow.
Good thing I was in first class. So literally the guy said, the attendant said, "Look, we have two people with like really, really tight connections." And I just looked at the guy next to me. I'm like, so yeah, I'm one of them.
Right.
So I was literally the first off the plane, but mind you, I have a retractable banner in my hand. It
Mm.
looks like a gun case, right? I have a retractable banner, and my backpack is seriously about 40 pounds.
Oh.
So I'm in O'Hare running from L to H. So literally on my phone, it says how long it takes to walk from L to H.
Mhm.
Takes 16 minutes to walk.
Oh, stop it.
My
Mm-mm.
flight is boarded already, but leaving in 7 minutes precisely.
Okay.
Said to the flight attendant, "Do you think I'll make it?" He's like, "You want me to be honest?" So I said, "If I sprint, will I make it?" He's like,
It
yeah.
depends. What's your speed in the 40? You know what I mean? Like, are you an
So
athlete?
I took off.
Mm,
So I'm really holding the retractable banner on the side of me. My backpack for real is 40 pounds
mm.
and I am flying. I mean, flying. So I was going so fast. Of course, my knee started bugging me because,
Oh,
I'm a
right,
little aging here. I'm aging a little bit here.
right.
So
I
my
remember
knee
you used to play on the football team, the
I
intramural
used to play
football
on the
team,
football
and
play, that was
what were you, a
great.
safety, right?
I was d yeah, I was good. I was a good I was a DB too. Like, it
Okay,
just switched up a
okay.
little bit. Okay. So, I'm running, so it got to a point where the knee was a little hurting, so I said, "I gotta do kind of, like the walk, jog." So, I literally look at my phone. I am 3 minutes till they're
Mm,
closing the gate. I see one of those handicapped cars, and I say, "Please let me on this car." I said, "I am about to miss my connecting flight." He says, "Let's go."
mm.
Man, we took off. I mean, we were
So somebody
dodging and
showed you
weaving.
love and they let you fly through the oh, wow,
We
okay.
flew. So you know how people are on their phone not pay attention walking. I was like, "Move!" Like I was yelling, right? Like, oh, people were just mad. It was great. It was the guy was laughing.
And wait a minute,
I was
this
like,
is Chicago that you're doing this
yes.
in?
So I'm in
Oh,
O'Hare
goodness.
in Chicago. Oh yeah. Oh yeah. It was
Which
fun.
airline was it? Just because 'cause I'm curious.
This was American Airlines.
Okay.
So I'm flying. Kid you not, we are about 10 feet away from the gate, and I just yelled out, "It's me!" And I see the flight, I mean, the people that at the gate, the people on the computer at the gate,
Mhm.
like, start typing.
Mm.
So, must have known that literally I'm the last one, right?
So they were probably calling your name and everything.
Correct,
Okay.
correct. So, I get on board, kid you not, right where you just step onto the plane, I stopped, put my hand up against the wall, and I was like, like, I couldn't, like, so wait.
Mhm.
So the
And,
flight
when they
attendant,
close those doors, it's
yeah, it's a
closed,
wrap. It's a
which
wrap.
is jacked up. I don't care if
Yeah,
it's you
it's a
30
wrap.
seconds late. That's
Yes.
FAA rules that once
Yes,
they
yes.
close the
I was
cabin
right
doors.
there. Zeke, I
Mm,
was right there. I was right there. So, get on board. I'm standing there with my hand against the door against the wall, and I said to the flight attendant, "I need water."
mm.
And she's like, "Okay, no, just, catch your breath." And I said, "Okay." Well, I said, "Oh, so, I'm in 2F." She's like, "Oh, 2F? Oh, ma'am, I'll bring you your water."
Mm.
I said, "Oh." So, mind you, I have this 40
All of a
pound
sudden, she cared a little bit more
she
about
cared
you.
a little more she cared a little
Oh,
bit
you
more.
can't
She cared
die
a little
because you
Right, right, because you in first class,
you're
so you
part of the
can't die, right.
members plus.
Right,
Yeah, get your
right,
ass
right,
out
so
of
we
here.
okay. So literally, I'm hitting people with my backpack. Now that's one of my biggest pet peeves, that people that don't take off their backpack, right? And you're just hitting
Mhm.
everybody as you walk into the aisle. I'm hitting everybody in first class, right? I'm hitting them all, right? To the point I was like, "Oh, sorry," like, because I keep just turning because I'm exhausted. I
Right,
got the
right.
retractable band. It's too much. It's too much.
Mhm.
How about I go to sit down, started coughing, and I got that burning sensation in my
Mm,
throat. I said, "I'm about to throw up."
mm,
So I had to get up, go to the bathroom. Mind you, the plane's supposed to be taking off from the gate.
mhm.
No, my black ass is throwing up in the bathroom. So we ain't taking off until I'm done. A solid 10 minutes. A
Now
solid
they
10 minutes of
questioning if
throwing
you
up.
on drugs.
Exactly.
They like, "Who did we let on?" See, I knew we shoulda closed them damn gates. I did the moment I seen her coming up, I started to just go.
I threw
But
up
I
for
knew she
10
was first
minutes
class,
straight.
so they
It
probably
was
just let it ride.
And wait, and this is the best part. I still had my little, like, do-rag on. I didn't have At least I
Mhm.
didn't have a bonnet, but I definitely had a do-rag on. So I
Okay.
have a do-rag on with a retractable banner and a 40-pound backpack in first class,
They was talking all kinds of shit
throwing up.
in their
All
head.
types of shit. Oh,
They was talking all kind of shit.
literally everybody in first class was a old white guy, solid
Mhm.
250 pounds, and then there's me.
Right.
So, yes, so after I threw up, I just went back to the seat. She was giving me anything I want, but just making sure you're okay, Miss Lampley. Are you
You
good?
like you
Yeah.
like, "Can I get some alcohol? Do y'all have wine?" Now that I got all that out of my system, I'm ready to go again. Can I get a little bit more?
I was so scared I was gonna throw up again, but I sat my
I
black
bet.
ass down in first class, and about maybe 15 minutes into flight, I'm just falling asleep. I fell hard asleep. So yeah.
Mm.
To answer your question, yeah, I've been traveling a little bit.
Okay, okay.
Mm.
Yeah. Now, was it a successful trip
It
overall?
was extremely successful, a great business connections I made, just that DMV area is just unbelievable.
Mm.
Great support
Mhm.
of Black businesses, great support of small businesses, and that's just yeah, I just love it there. Every time I go there, I get nothing but love. Nothing
Okay.
but love. So highly successful, hanging with a few cool people. So it was great. It was great.
Let me ask you this question, and this may be a little controversial. So I know that you are going to answer it as diplomatically as you
Oh
possibly
gosh,
can, right?
I'm
But
sure.
DC and the DC area has a bit of a reputation, right? And of just being extra bourgeois, almost to the point where it can be tough to be around some individuals because the stuffiness can just be suffocating, right? I know someone that just came back from that area on some business, and they was like, "Oh my god," like, and so I was trying to ask him, like, "Well, what do you mean exactly?" And they had a hard time explaining it, but you kind of got it a little bit, where it's like, yeah, you can kind of tell you're being sized up in every room that you walk into. You know what I'm saying? Like, they're checking you out, and like some people don't like that. You know what I mean? Now with me, I sometimes I kind of do. You know what I mean? Like, not
Yeah.
not on a not on a, yeah, I'm killing it type of a way, but just on a, because I know you're being pretentious, and let me show you how much I don't give a shit, right? Like, let me show you how comfortable I'm about to make myself in your space, to whereas you realize that what I'm coming up in here with is bigger than what you can judge me on superficially. You feel me? So,
Right.
like, I
Yeah.
think that that's just that's little subtle competitive arrogance in me knowing you're judging me on this scale, but really I'm on another different field. You know what I mean? Like, so, all
Mhm.
right, you can size me up. I don't care. These, these are nice shoes, but they might not be Christian Louboutins and no type of
Right.
shit. You feel me? Like, I might not be wearing what you was expecting me to wear, but just give me a second, man.
Yeah.
Let me get one Jack Daniels in my system,
Oh my gosh.
and then let me work this room, right? But I have heard though, like I said, that in that area it can be like, you know what I'm saying? So I'm just curious to know, like, if you dealt with any of that, or if you were able to sidestep it because of the fact that you were there, like, on a business capacity, or if there was a lot of people that may not have even been like living in the area, you know what I'm saying? Because wasn't it like a conference or something like that that you were
So,
at?
well, in essence, it was a it was Black History Month's version of a wine and spirit meeting at a corporate
Okay,
retailers. So
okay,
it was kind of a showcase,
gotcha.
if you will.
So a lot of people
And
from different areas, right?
different areas. It was actually more corporate, so it was more employees
Oh,
of
okay.
the retail store.
Hmm.
So if anything, we were the bougie people coming to
Oh, that's
town,
funny.
right? So
Mm.
it's like you have, all the top Black, not all, but, a few of the top owned Black wines,
Mm,
spirits, kind of mixed in and just showcasing.
okay,
So, but you have people from Cali, Chicago,
okay.
you got New York, you got like, so everybody had their own flavor
Gotcha, gotcha.
that
It was
it
enough arrogance in that group that
so
y'all
much
had
arrogance,
enough to
so
kinda
much
carry.
arrogance. Yeah, yeah, so we get, yeah, totally, like,
You
outshined
couldn't even
the
notice nobody else's booze
at
because y'all was
all.
already
The top of the bouge chain,
okay,
so it
gotcha,
really
gotcha.
didn't.
Right.
And then, it's one of those things where when you're in the food and wine industry, somehow you're going to get hooked up in food and wine. So we're
Mhm.
drinking for free, like, it's so it's just kind of like, it's
And let's be honest, once that alcohol get to flowing, man, like, that changes everything. You know
yeah,
what I'm saying? Like,
absolutely, absolutely.
I'm not stunting on anything else. I'm in my own little zone in
Yeah,
the moment, enjoying myself. You know what I
right,
mean? Like,
and then
either
it's
being really
sexy
charming
because
or obnoxious. It's somewhere in
right,
the middle.
and you're with people where it's our own product, like,
Right.
we're the owners, so it's, so no, I love it. I love and I would say if anything, it keeps you on your toes,
Oh,
because there
yeah.
are some beautiful people, Black
Mhm.
excellence. So
Okay.
I look at it as, "Hey, step your game up. Ain't nobody
Mm.
walking around with a bonnet. Step your game
Okay.
up."
Okay.
So I loved
Okay.
it. I love
That's
it.
what I'm talking about. Now, speaking of black business though, right?
Mm.
Like, what you know about this tendernism thing, man? I'm just curious to know, like, how closely have you been following it? Let's put it like that first. How closely
Z
have you been following
Zeke, I told you I know too much about it. Like, I was following
it?
it before it was something. I was following it age I went down the rabbit hole way
Mm,
before people started going down the rabbit hole, just from being connected to Cali
okay.
in wanting to, go to different places when
Right,
in
right.
Cali. So, I was connected way before it became a thing. And so the progression of this and knowing how it was gonna turn out, I wish, Isaac, this is the one thing I wish. I wish I was not a public figure to where I could simply go back and troll people. I wanna
Mm,
troll people. I want to say,
mm,
"This didn't age well," to
mm,
all of the comments I saw of people saying, "Oh, you guys don't know. You don't know nothing about this. He is a owner." I've seen
mm,
that so many times. You don't know it what he wants, what he don't want. How you gonna count his pockets? "Oh,
mhm,
the old boy had taken care of Unc all this time, blah, blah, blah." Knowing that we saw the writing on the wall, especially as Black and brown people, Black people specifically, we saw the look on his face. We saw
mm,
his mannerism. We know that this happens too often, and we knew something was wrong.
mm.
And
Okay.
here we are.
Okay. So you've obviously been following it, you know, and
Very
we've
close.
talked about it in times past, but
Yes.
just to give some people a bit of some updates, I got some notes and stuff. So I'm gonna just kind of read through the notes just to bring people up to speed if they do not know what the topic is that we're talking about. So, what tendernism is and who popularized it. So, it started as a slang for like next level tender meat, the kind that's so tender that you don't need no teeth. Okay. And it became a repeatable test standard for barbecue tenderness online. The internet widely associates the phrase and the whole vibe with Walter Johnson Sr., who became known as Mr. Tendernism. Now, how it went viral. Okay, so there were the barbecue clips, and then there was his persona. So the clips of Walter, Mr. Tendernism, describing performing tendernism at Destination Smokehouse, California, took off across TikTok and IG Shorts, basically turning him into the face of the restaurant's viral marketing, whether that was the plan or not. Now, as the meme spread, tendernism stopped being only about the ribs and became a broader internet catchphrase people remixed in other contexts, like for your hair, fashion, jokes, etc. Now, this is where everything changed, right? It was the Keith Lee moment. So that was the spark that turned this into a whole situation. So a major escalation came from the Keith Lee movement. So reports say that he attempted to give Walter a large tip, but it didn't reach Walter the way the viewers expected. And people got heated about whether Walter was being protected or blocked. The incident created a bigger conversation on who benefits when a worker becomes the brand. So the fallout, we're talking exploitation, which was accusations. Was he fired? Was he not? So after the viral wave, a lot of online chatter claimed that Walter was let go and he was no longer with Destination Smokehouse, and that the virality created workplace complications. Right. So in other words, people was beefing because he was becoming a little bit too big. So commentary outlets framed it as familiar pattern, which was black creativity and charisma creates the moment, but the ownership or the structure controls the money and the rights. The trademark battle, where the tenderism turns into paperwork and power. So this was the business end of the story, and this is why people are so mad. So multiple filings started showing up around tenderism related to the marks, included filings connected to Kenneth L. Harris, often described as an attorney for coverage and for merchandise categories like apparel. Meanwhile, reporting to Diamond Smokehouse Enterprises claims earlier use as reported as early as April 17th, 2024, and was positioned as having senior rights in that use that it's substantiated, right? Which is creating what some outlets called like a trademark war. So the complications, even someone filed first, the USPTO procedure and the use of commerce evidence can determine who ultimately wins, keeps it, the oppositions, the proceedings, such and so forth. So that's the whole story, bringing you guys up to it if you all were not following it. Because I actually asked someone earlier if they had known about it. Because I'm like, yo, I talked to my mother-in-law. I was like, you on TikTok, right? I know she's, pretty in tune with stuff. She's like, yeah. I said, so how you feel about the tenderism? She didn't know about it. I was afraid to tell her because I was like, man, once you go down this rabbit hole, you will get think pieces, okay? Because we
Big
all
time.
knew without knowing, right? So that's kind
Yes.
of where we are right now is what we believe we know, and then kind of where we are right now, because a lot of this is coming to a point right now, as in this is a bit of some breaking news if you have not found out, because he literally just posted about it like not even 2 hours ago. So you said, Krishan, that you had been feeling for a while that he really was being taken advantage of. And while I do agree, do you think that it was a situation where he like knew he was being taken advantage of? Do you think it was a situation where he was like he just wasn't aware of like how much money was being brought in? Like, was it a situation where he was kind of like, yeah, I'm just kind of cool, it is what it is. And
I think it
that
was
go ahead.
I was gonna say, I think it was, predominantly, age and ignorance.
Mm,
I think
okay.
and what stuck out to me and what triggered me during the whole story as I watched it unfold is when he made the statement, "My partner."
Mm.
That triggered me so hard, I
Okay.
cannot express. Uh, for those of you who don't know, I have had businesses. I have a business. I have literally 3 businesses, and I know exactly the difference between a LLC, a C corp, shareholders. I know the whole gamut. And so when he said, "That's my partner," I just my back hurt because
Mm.
I knew then my gut said, "There's absolutely 0 paperwork in this.
Mm.
There's 0 way."
Mm.
This man probably said
Not my
to you,
partner, but my
"My
partner.
partner."
That
I'm saying it that
specifically
way.
lets you
I'm
know.
specifically saying it that way
Okay.
because this is exactly how he said it,
Uh-huh.
and my gut hurt when he said it that
Mm.
way.
Okay.
And then, of course, with all the questions that people were coming in, not once did Nick, the owner, present any evidence
Mm.
that he actually was bought into the company. So I knew it. And what hurt my feelings the most, and I'm seeing that happen a lot lately, is people commenting dang near viciously
Mm.
in belief of because somebody just said that without the
Mm.
evidence. So they were going so hardcore on people who were questioning it and saying cancel Destination Smokehouse and all this stuff. Like, no, Nick has been good to him. He been good. To me, it just sounded like a house nigga.
Mm.
Like you're telling me how good he is to him. How do you know? So it's
Mhm.
it's what you see, but I literally am watching this old black man say that's my partner.
Mm.
That just irked me. So what has happened? I'm not shocked.
Mm. Okay. So to just give people a little bit of the update, when the what appeared to be an altercation, because keep in mind they were both keeping face for a while, okay, but the reality of him not being able to be given that tip is what I think bothered most of us, because it's like, okay, and that's why I said in a moment ago, like, was it protection, or was it you trying to withhold it from him,
The house
so to speak?
Negro, you gotta keep
Right.
him enslaved. What do
Right,
you mean?
right.
Yeah, that's
And
exactly what it
so
is.
many of us peep game, and they did a damage control kind of PR move at that point, but nobody was really buying it because first off, now I will say this much because I was curious. I was starting to see the white guy a whole lot, and it made me wonder, is this him just now coming from behind the shadows? I actually did go to the page, and as it turns out, he had been integrated in the content for
Yes,
the year prior. Now I don't know what kind of numbers his stuff was doing,
that's the
and he
catch.
and he definitely
It
didn't make it over
wasn't.
into our community, so he wasn't going viral,
Correct.
but he was present as someone that was obviously involved with the business. So that's where I think that this entire conversation does become intriguing because you know I don't think that that was the intention, was for the brand to be centered around this old black guy, right? But when he started taking off, I think that they grew so much financially that it was just like, all right, we're gonna run with it. And at that point, yes, one would think that the honorable thing to do would be to, take care of your mans and take care of him in a way to whereas you all could be above reproach. But the business side of just people and people that are trying to stack, it is, I'm trying to cut costs everywhere I possibly can. So if somebody ain't asking for it, I damn sure ain't offering it, right? Like
Right.
people will sign you to a contract. Puffy was the notorious for that. He will
Absolutely.
sign you to a
Absolutely.
7 album deal, watch you struggle, watch you be
Yes.
broke as hell. He rich as fuck. You know
Yep.
what I'm saying? And he will watch you struggle. I'm telling you, like that documentary that 50 had released, where you was just seeing like, yo, dudes was asking him for bread. I think it was Craig Mack. Craig Mack couldn't even get 5 stacks off of him. And he literally was one of the early singles that built Bad Boy. And meanwhile, like, you know, Diddy like, nah. I can't remember exactly how that story went, but it was something that was so cold where you was like, okay.
Yeah, and he ended up
And
getting
that's the
sick and like
mindset
it was oh yeah, it was terrible.
of business, right? And so it's like that's one of the things that I think, especially with us as black people, where we oftentimes get caught up because I think many of us we do go off the honor system. You know what I'm saying? Or at least we attempt to. But business itself is ruthless, and so I really think that in the eyes of them, they didn't see themselves as doing anything wrong. They felt like he was happy. He was happy doing the thing. He was getting his social media attention. You know what I mean?
Then why can't he
And
have $4,000? Why can't he have
and,
$4,000?
and that is that was all he had to do. All
All
he
he had
had to
all he
do,
had to do was
and
let the man take the money.
he would have
That's
been
it.
so Gucci if he had to just let my man
Everything would have
get
been
that little
fine.
4 stacks, man.
I would have gone to Destination
That's
Smokehouse by
crazy.
now. I would have been there. I would have been there by now if he had just given a fuck. There is plenty of times between when it started and now that I could have
Right.
ate some brisket there.
Right. All he had to do, man, and that just goes to show greed. It goes to show
Greed.
greed. But you want to know what's interesting though? This wasn't just greed. This was
No,
greed.
power.
But hear me out on this.
Okay.
It was also the fact that black people were the jurors in this one. Let that sink in, right? Because we the ones that made them powerful. And once we saw the greed and we became the ones that determines whether or not your shit stay popping or it doesn't, and we decide to pull it back, that is why you see what's happening right now. You know what I'm saying? Because let's be honest, if this were another situation and it were just a bunch of white people that had seen that situation, they probably would have bought his reasoning or whatever his excuse was for not letting him get the 5 stacks. You know what I'm saying? They probably would have been like, oh, yeah, well, I understand it. Because, when you got a whole staff and everything, the way that you distribute tips, it needs to be more, like they wouldn't have seen it as this is the black man that y'all done had tap dancing for the last year and some change that's got y'all popping. And he can't even get 5 stacks. He can't even get 4 stacks. Stop playing. Stop playing. So we see it like that. But his little reasonings that they gave, they really tried to give us a corporate reasoning as to why he couldn't get that 5,000. And real talk, that's what set everything off, right? Because once we started leaning on it, it's like we know what it was that we were seeing. But I'm gonna be honest with you though, Krishan, even though I felt the same way everybody else did, I was always a little guarded in like how hard we need to go with this. Like I wanted him to be able to get his attention, but people was pushing for him to leave real aggressively. And in the back of my mind, I was just thinking, like, are y'all sure that this 70-year-old man is ready to run his own restaurant business? Like this is a little more intricate than we want to pretend like it is. People are, man, go on out and do it on your own. Niggas on the internet always got great advice and they ain't never filed for an LLC. You ain't never
Yes.
done nothing. You ain't never
Yes.
even hosted a birthday party, a successful birthday party, but you want this nigga, this
A
70,
restaurant,
75 year
which is
old
like
nigga
the
to
hardest
just
business to own, like one
stop
of
it.
the hardest businesses to
One of the
own.
hardest business,
One
man.
of
Do you
the
know how many?
hardest
Like you got
businesses
to
to own.
operate in a red for like the first 5 years. You got to have
Literally.
all kinds of investment behind you. You have to know
Yeah.
project management. You got to understand the industry. You can't just be good at barbecuing some shit and think you about to run an establishment with employees and the whole nine. So it was one of those things where it was like, yeah, I'm with y'all. I want to see my man get his just deserves. But at the same time, y'all, we got to be honest. Unless we ready to jump in and help him establish whatever it is that needs to be established, I need y'all to look at the reality of what we dealing with right here, right? Because this dude can't just go out and just. I can look at him and tell he reminds me of my grandfather, right? You know what I mean? He's probably about 10, maybe 12 years younger. So I know the
Mhm.
exact spot that he's at, man. Like,
Yep.
no, he needs to continue to be the marketing arm of something.
And
He's
that's the
gonna need
crazy
some
thing.
people.
That's what I saw. I did not see it how people saw it, that he needs to have his own restaurant. I saw
Mm,
him more as an influencer. I saw him
okay.
as, a TV personality. He can go on air and be like the next, I don't know, Emerald, right? Where he's tasting different barbecues, the next
Exactly.
barbecue battle. That's where I saw him. I saw him making money, traveling, enjoying the rest of his life. Very easy. And I don't know, maybe even the Tendernism Awards, right? So while people
That's
were
funny.
saying he needs to start his own restaurant, I was going more into the marketing influence and in just being an old man enjoying life traveling.
Mhm. Right, right. I
But he
and
has a
we
dream
felt
as well.
good when we thought that he had ownership of the spot because it was just
I
like, "Oh,
never
snap,
did.
who is this?"
So see,
Oh, so you
that's
never did?
I never did
So
because
you saying even from the early viral spots, you
correct.
knew
So
he ain't owning
I
this.
was pre like, right, I was when it was just kicking off a bit of, like, a barbecue spot that I need to visit in California.
Okay.
So when I saw him come with this tenderness, but that I went down the rabbit hole, and that's when I first heard, "I'm a
Mm,
pot." So I was like, "Oh, no,
okay.
he doesn't."
So you
So
saying that
then
you've been following this for a while,
that's
wow.
what I'm saying, that I've been following this
Okay,
much
okay,
longer than some. So I was irked a long time
okay,
ago.
okay,
So
got
then
you.
as people started talking about he's a partner and owns part of the business, I'm like, "Hmm, really?"
You don't wanna be the lone hater in the
I
comment section
did.
like, "No, he
I
ain't. No,
did.
he ain't."
I did. I was hating so much,
That old black
so
man ain't the partner. I don't wanna hate,
oh,
but here's the truth,
oh my
y'all.
I was hating a long time ago. So I was like, "Oh my god, I can't be the one to say it like,
Right,
no, he said Partna. No, he doesn't
right,
own
right.
anything." So I knew it then. I knew it then, but yeah, I was quiet. I was quiet. I was totally not gonna say anything. I was scared. Yes, I wasn't gonna say anything. I wasn't gonna
That
be that
is
girl.
hilarious.
Yeah,
Oh my goodness. You know
I
what?
was
Because sometimes you do just get put up on something a lot earlier, or you can detect it before it gets called, but just some of your spirit just catch it, and you know it
do
as
it.
fact, and it
Yes,
takes other people a while to catch up on it. You know what I'm saying? But
yes.
in that moment, you like, no, that's
I was
some
like,
bullshit right there.
"Mm-mm, mm-mm,
Mm,
mm-mm." And yeah, and
interesting.
I don't wanna feel like the know-it-all. I don't wanna feel like, "Oh, yeah, Krishan thinks she know everything about
Right.
business." I didn't wanna be that person, but
Right.
in my
Or
head, I was
like you
like,
hating on another man making
right,
mo
right,
oh,
I'm
you
hanging
just
on some
mad
damn
because you ain't
right,
popping like
right,
that.
I ain't popping out no damn tender. Why they doing some no Concord, some Hard Knock Life with your tendernism? Like, no, I didn't wanna be
You
that
need to be trying to
person.
hook up with him and see if he can put you on, you know what I'm
Right, if I can get
saying?
up in that barbecue sauce, something like so, yeah, I didn't wanna be that person, so
Uh,
I just kept a tight lip, and then I was like,
mhm,
"No."
mm,
And again, being so baffled with people that say so much on social and maybe
yeah,
it's just that keyboard warrior situation, but people that say so much that know nothing about what they're talking about
and
still
that's what it is.
baffles me.
That's everybody.
It's the
That's
power of
everybody.
Google. Google
Yep,
is free. Look up what a partnership really is. Look up what an S corp is, what a C corp is, what a LLC, what a sole proprietor. Like look it up
mhm,
and just kind of start putting the dots together like, wait a minute. What do you
mm,
mean partner? Like what? So you're telling me 50-50 partner? Or
right,
is a C corp and he's a shareholder? So then how many shares does he have? The
mhm,
Nick could never answer that, and all the stupid podcasts, all the things that were never said it. It is
mm,
public record. So when people lawyers started looking up and seeing that, you're lying
mm,
because you were at a coffee shop first, and you had the and that man Walt ain't nowhere on any of that paperwork. And no, it is not a corporation that is part of the part because people are saying, well, how do you know it? Maybe his name's not on it because not everybody has their name on a partnership. Okay, well, you would still see what entity was a partner to know who owns that entity. Like that's the pieces that it baffles me.
mm. It
Just
makes sense.
read. Like
Mhm.
and so I knew it. I knew he was not. I knew his name was not on anything. I knew he did not have any type of entity that was on
It
anything
was
that
just so
he was connected to.
wild how we saw something and everybody just started creating on top of it. Because at the end of the day, nobody really ever 100% knows how a situation plays out. Like they say,
Of
it's your
course.
version, my version, and the
And the
truth.
truth.
And so sometimes you never really get that true. But when I say TikTok took a hold of this, and I mean, people were
Mhm.
going like super viral like hating on it. And that's why I was like, regardless of where they were and how comfortable he initially was, I know that once the content took off and the internet grabbed a hold of it, it turned into something else that it was going to be difficult for them to be able to mend fences regardless, because so much had probably, been said that it just makes it difficult when you look like the villain with this black man right now. And so I think that probably created a rift. And like I said, that white dude, he just did not handle it appropriately. You know what I'm saying? But I don't know if it's because he just really doesn't get it, or if he does know, yeah, I was taking advantage of him the entire time. Because like I said, I mean, without knowing the specifics of their relationship, I can know that someone is not getting what they probably deserve financially, while also knowing that there could be other elements or facets to their bond that, you know, ain't got nothing to do with money or whatever. You know what I'm saying? And again, it's like, it's unfortunate the way that it played out. And this isn't even me trying to apologize on his behalf. I was always trying to be protective of Unc and just Walter, largely because, I was just like, yeah, yeah, I look at him like I would see my grandfather. You know what I mean? And it was like, what's the best way for him to be protected in all of this? So even as I watched stuff like jumping off, and people was really trying to push it for him to be on his own independent thing, the whole time I was like, man, I hope we don't gas this dude up to do something that he may not be prepared. Like that's the part that people may not see. If he was just working with them, this was just like a little side hustle for him. Nobody knew that he was going to take off on some social media shit, and that was going to immediately change the dynamic. So it's like that initial dynamic of whatever it was, excuse me, for the first, however many years they was rocking with one another. That's a different dynamic than when all of a sudden he becomes Diana Ross overnight. You know what I'm saying? And you still trying to, maintain that power balance, but you're like, God damn, this nigga really taking off. You know what I'm saying? And so it's real shit. Yeah, he should have been broken off. But I know that that's not how business people think. And if you not, and me and you know this. So regardless of whether or not it's an old person, if me and you work for somebody for free, they are going to let you work for free while making money until you ask for it. It's just the way people are. You know what I'm saying? There's a couple of niggas out here that's honorable that will like see to it that you taken care of, but most people will just convince themselves, well, if he didn't ask for it, then he probably don't need it. Maybe he don't want it. You know what I'm saying? Like you literally have to ask them directly. Some people are not givers. And I recognize this at every facet of the game. These are some people that you love. These are some people that's in your family. These are some people that could be your parents, right? Some people are just not givers. You got to ask them for it. And if Unc was someone that was not coming in commanding it, wasn't asking for it, he was just happy to have a job and shit. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes the old cats, man, they just want to get out the house and be doing something. You know what I mean? He probably don't even like, he didn't need the money like that, meaning he wasn't working there because it was just like, oh, I just got to. What if it was just like, man, this is an old guy. He probably drawing some social security. And this is a little side thing for him to do, have fun, but he just got a great personality. And he just happened to blow up, right? And so what we know about that is that is God, right? That's clearly God, that
Yes.
his karma has swung around. And so everything that he is getting now, he 100% deserves. And I do love the fact that the community kind of, nudged it, because this is where we're at right now. So let me go ahead and play this video, because everything that I'm about to play has been pretty much recorded and posted within like the last week, maybe week and a half. So starting with this first one, this is when, all right, we couldn't figure out of where they was at, because they was both traveling to different places, you know what I'm saying? And they not sharing the specifics with us. So we just speculating online. But this
Right.
is when you finally heard something recently from Unc.
Official Mr. Tendenism coming to y'all. I just got off the freeway kind of late at night, but I want to know y'all come on my page. Official Mr. Tendenism, Walter Johnson. Yes, sir. Y'all come on down now. I'm the Tendenism original, not nobody else. The original Tendenism. Booyah.
Okay. So this is coming from his direct page. Okay. So that was the first kind of like official, him on his own, got his own handle, Mr. Tendenism, you know what I'm saying? Boom. Now, before I move forward, let me just say, Krishan, because if you and I had a gone live last week, we probably would have talked about this then. So I'm glad that we had to wait a week because I was disappointed with my people. Because when he first started coming out about a week and a half ago, and you go in them comments, niggas was saying, man, we ain't even hungry no more, Unc. That was the type of shit they was
we
saying.
were tired. We were tired. We were
They
just
was
done.
like, man, oh no, man, you missed it, man. No, man, you missed that train. Oh no, man, you should
God.
have listened to us the first time. Oh no, don't be trying to circle the block. We not hungry no more, Unc. I was like, yo,
Terrible.
yo.
After
I was like,
all
okay,
that.
I don't know if this is just some internet troll shit, but
Oh
I
God.
kid you not.
Yeah,
I don't
I'm
know
not
what
shocked.
page it was I
I'm
was
not
on,
shocked.
but I
We
saw
got
a
tired.
lot of that energy, and all I was like is, see, I know y'all ain't walked this old man to the ledge.
Oh my God.
Told him to jump, and now that he
Right.
jumped, you like, all right,
Like,
man.
see you. Right.
Hope you got a
Right.
parachute.
Like, yeah, like
Come on, man. I was a little, I was like, all right, I ain't gonna snap off on my people, but I like you said, you want the troll. I saw a lot of people in the early
wanted to troll.
stages that was trying to push for him to, putting the battery in his back. So I need to see y'all behind him now that he is trying to figure it out at the tender age of 70, whatever he is. So, like I said, that was the first type of energy that I saw. Okay, boom, he hits us with this.
Right here. This is gonna be rare. It's gonna self-destruct after 10 minutes. That might be seconds. I'm finna put these old steaks on for boy. Look here. I got something for today. Yeah. This tender nizzle. Y'all ain't seen tender nizzle like this before. Yeah. You know, Grandpa said.
So my man cooking on the stove, right?
I like that pepper.
It's like, all right, where we going? Where we going with this?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, maybe he's just showing you, man. Like, listen, I can get it down anywhere.
Mm-hmm. Seasoned to perfection.
It does look good.
I say tender nizzle. I'm tenderizing at home, Dave. Look
Yeah.
here. For my baby, so I gotta do it. All right. And I won in Pinochle tonight, boy. Look at here. I've been doing all right today. Anyway, this is an official tender nizzle.
Okay. So, like I said, this is just where he's at now. He is finding his way. You know what I'm saying? And so it leads us to this next one.
Okay.
We're just gonna go and
A
cycle
question
through
I
all
think
of them.
everybody been wanting to know is,
This
are
way it
you
gets
still
official.
at Destination Smokehouse?
No, I'm not. I'm not at Destination Smokehouse. I'm with Tender Nizzle now. I had to go on my own, so that way I can do what I have to do. So I don't want nobody to be, it is what it is. You got to move on. When things happen, you don't get mad. Hey, you just take another step. Get glad. Praise the Lord, you're still living. But hey, I'm finna tenderize the world now. Hey, they should have never. But it is what it is, y'all. And hey, family out there, y'all keep supporting me. And I guarantee you, I ain't gonna do you wrong. Ooh, yeah.
Not hitting him with the jump.
He did. He did. He did hit us with the jump.
He hit us with
That
the
is
jump, man.
That is
He hit us with the jump. And it's funny because around that, I think he might have posted that like 2 days ago. The sentiment was starting to change. It actually was doing some numbers. So I'm like, okay. I even see his little personal brand growing. He's got close to 150,000.
a little bit, right?
So I'm like, okay, all right. I'm seeing a little bit of structure, Unc. Even if it's just you building off your brand, and you the old dude, man, that we all just want to see. Because, hey, and he liable to say some crazy shit too. I can tell
I'm gonna
right
check his
now.
GoFundMe. Like, what is it as of today?
Oh, I did not know he had a GoFundMe.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I didn't know
It
that.
was a goal for about 50,000, but it's going to bypass that by far. By far. Last
Interesting.
time I saw, I want to say day before yesterday, it was like 48,000. So I'm sure it's six figures by now.
So
I wouldn't be surprised if it hits something really, really high.
so I'm like I said, when I saw that, I was like, okay, he's figuring it out. That was his first time actually being open and making it clear, like, nah, I'm doing my own thing,
Yeah,
you
because I
know.
thought the page was fake. I literally saw the official page. I
Mm,
started following, but I was just very skeptical. And actually, there was a post I posted. I said, "Fake?" Question mark.
mm,
Because I wasn't sure. But then I saw some celebrities and like Jordan the Stallion following that particular page. So I'm like, okay, I would think that, someone with a little celebritas, they would have done some type of a due diligence to see, especially when they had been and met him. They had been to Destination Smokehouse and
mhm.
met him. So I'm like, okay, maybe this is real. So I continued following and I saw another
Okay.
post of him saying, yeah, it's me.
Okay. So this is where we're at right now, as of the last 2-3 hours.
Destination Smokehouse. I'm with tenderism now. Here I am today. Attorney Harris reached out, talked to me. We have a meeting. He's the original owner of tenderism under the trademark. And today, he said, well, I'm gonna get the trademark to you. And here he is. Boy, look, Attorney Harris.
Yes, sir.
Man, you don't know the appreciation. Things that's been happening. God's good.
God is good. God is good.
It
all
wouldn't
the
have
time.
happened
Yes, sir.
if it weren't for him. And now look at it. Hey, family, see how we reach out and touch? Long time coming, but the time is here.
Well, I just want to thank you all for all that you've done for the community. You are a magnificent inspiration to us. And it is time for our community to work together to do big things economically. And it is an absolute honor to begin the process of transferring those trademarks over to you because you deserve it, you created it, and you've created something very, very special for our community. So, hey, look, we ready to roll. Let's go, man.
Hey, man, look at here. This tenderism, boy. I'm finna really, y'all. We finna have some fun. I'm finna tenderize the United States. And I say one thing to that. Booyah! My thing.
Amen.
Right.
So that's actually pretty fucking big, right?
Humongous.
That's actually pretty big. And what we just saw happen
Yes.
is that a black man trademarked it because he saw what was happening and did it in a way where he had it early enough and done correctly to whereas he was just holding it. And now he's doing the right thing and passing it off. And my man knows that that's a blessing. And make no mistake about it, on some way, shape, or form, I'm pretty sure that he's going to be taken care of either on the back end, because it's just like,
Oh,
thank
absolutely
you.
he is.
Thank you.
Absolutely
Thank
he
you for thinking before I recognized what was going down. You know what I'm saying? And real talk, depending upon how well he is at business, like, because I don't know if you saw that was the Isleys.
Of course, yeah.
Right, that he just, had, I think, a birthday dinner for him, was cooking for him. So I'm like, okay.
Oh, there's going to be
that
so many
means that,
celebrities.
yes,
Yeah.
the
It's going to
about
just
to embrace him. And I'm like, okay, so they are about to turn this into, like you just said, it might not be a restaurant off top.
right.
It might just start with him just building the brand. And then as he builds that social media brand, right, he got that, now he got that money behind him. Hopefully it's some black money behind him. That's
I'm
like,
sure.
right,
I'm sure he has
we
publicity
recognize what
behind him
this
now
is.
too. Yeah.
Yes.
And I don't know if you
really
saw
hope so.
on the Destination Smokehouse Instagram, they've started deleting him off slowly but surely. They deleted
Really?
tenderism.
Mm,
And now you're seeing less and less of the images. So they're slowly going through. And I know they're purposely not just like taking them all off right away. But if you
mhm,
just lightly scroll, again, I've been following for a long time. They
mhm,
have deleted
mm.
most of everything of him on that page. And
So they
it's
slowly backing into the bushes like Homer Simpson
bingo, like
in that
they are
animated
doing the
gift.
Homer Simpson right now. It's unbelievable. And that warmed my heart. That was like
You
one of
said
those
that warmed my heart. Watching them niggas retreat, it warmed my soul, okay? Watching these white people.
it felt so good. It felt so good. There was that part of me of like, I've seen it for so long, but also this part of like, I swear it's our ancestors that had like touched this whole thing. Like he was too close to the ancestors for it not to be touched. And for all of us to see it happen in real time, know it, it was a gut. And I just saw so many people chime in just with their gut feeling of even just saying and posting by saying, this just doesn't feel right. That warmed my heart. That was awesome because I'm like, okay, so some of us still got it. We still got it to know that if it just don't sit right with me, it just something ain't, it just wasn't right. So
Right.
I was like, whoo. So I don't have to open my big mouth. It was, yeah, I just felt like, yep. And again, if I could go back to every single post I saw that I was reading in bed as I'm looking at all this, I would just want to be like, literally, I wanted to copy and paste. This didn't age well on all these posts of people just going in and acting a fool saying, oh, I know he's the owner and I know this and I know that. No, you didn't. No, you didn't.
You know
And
what's so
look at
funny?
now.
Because you sound really petty right now. And
Very.
I 100% understand and agree with your sentiment because I have felt that. I feel that looking at old posts about the Bears. Like it'll come up in my news feed and it's a game, I remember that game and I was like, "Ooh, this was a good clip." But then I'll just go into the comment section and it's from back then when people was talking a lot of shit, and it takes a lot of me to just not cue it like, man, so how you felt about that shit? What you got to say? And that's so
Man.
petty, right? That's so petty. I'm saying your old thought, but there's a piece of me that's like, yeah, y'all was pissing me off back when these games was going out. And so now there is a piece of me that want to be like, yeah, bitch. How you feel about Caleb now, huh?
Oh my
Is he a
gosh.
bust now? I told y'all niggas, you know what I mean? So yeah, no, I understand the sentiment when you feel validated from a particular thought and you're like, I was telling y'all. I know that's how a lot of people feel about this whole Epstein stuff too, man. Like all that, whoo, there's some stuff that's coming out, man. They got QAnon looking like they was just batting 1,000, man, like straight up. And I know some of them niggas was crazy too, because I knew some of them, and they always was on the fringes. But at the same
Oh
time,
my
though,
God.
I can't pretend like they wasn't far off the scent on this one, man. Like clearly, whatever website they was on, it was cooking, but it just had them pointed in the wrong direction. It's like, nah, they gave you the truth, but then used your gullibility to weaponize it against the other side, which is crazy, But nonetheless, because we've been sitting here talking about black businesses, I'm look. So this next clip, I'm gonna warn you. It's a couple minutes. You know what I'm saying? But I really want to go into this because I feel like I want to get your perspective on this, but I also feel like you have a lot of experience with dealing with this either directly or indirectly. And I know that it's one of those things that oftentimes it's not talked about a lot when we talk about black businesses and, getting LLC and everybody want to start a business or support black business. This is one of the unfortunate like undercurrents that people don't really pay attention to. But I was like, you know what, in the spirit of I know we just left Black History Month, but I'm gonna just go ahead and swing it over here too. Okay, Black History and Black Women's History. We'll just group Black Women's History Month. That's what we'll call it.
Where it's really hard to be a black business owner, black founder. Last night, we found out that a group of people had exploited a code that allowed them to order over $20,000 worth of actively black product that they didn't pay for. I stayed up all night to probably 5 a.m. Just investigating the whole thing, trying to figure out what went on. It was just heartbreaking, as I saw name after name, order after order, having done this. Excuse my hoodie, my 2-month-old son, I was feeding him, he spit up on me. A couple years ago, we were working with an agency that represented some athletes that we were working with. And oftentimes with these agents, you give them a code for the athletes that they represent so that they can get the gear that they need for their appearances, for their content, all those things. So that code evidently was shared a few days ago, and one person got a hold of it and then shared it with their entire friend group. At least 7 of these people work at California State University in Sacramento, and they went on a Black History Month shopping spree for free. They put in this code, and we're not talking about getting a shirt or a hoodie. We're talking about making multiple orders of $800, $900, $500 at a time. And the most egregious one was an order I found that was $8,000 worth of gear in one order that they used this code to get for free. And they knew it was wrong because they all put in fake phone numbers. Some of them put in fake emails, but we were able to trace some of these. Unfortunately, with our commitment to making sure that we get product shipped out as fast as possible, we try to ship out in-stock product within 48 hours. There's a lot of these orders that were placed over the last 72 hours that we already shipped before I caught this last night. And I found every single one of these people online, and they're all Black. And I'm like, man, you would do this to a Black-owned brand during Black History Month at that, but regardless of when it was, you would do this you would exploit a Black-owned brand like this. And, you know, it is deflating, you know what I'm saying? Because I'm not one of these fake coons out here that's running around exploiting the culture to fatten my own pockets. You know what I'm saying? Like, I've given away and donated, poured back into the community millions of dollars since I launched Actively Black 5 years ago. Millions of dollars. I am not a millionaire. I don't have millions of dollars in my bank account. I've given away way more money back into the Black community than I have in my own bank account. We use the proceeds from this revenue to take care of our people, and to have your own people do stuff like this where you exploit us out of all people. You know, I got a 2-month-old son. I now have a mouth to feed, you know what I'm saying? And over $20,000 worth of gear that was ordered for free. And it makes you question why I'm even doing this at times. You know what I'm saying? If your own people are going to do this to you, if your own people are going to try to get over on you, then what's the purpose of this whole thing? Like, trying to uplift Black people, trying to uplift us as a community. Like, what is the purpose for actually doing this if your own people going to do this to you? I was able to call one of the people who participated in this, and she refused to give up the names of the rest of the people. And that's cool. That's cool. It is what it is. Like I said, there's several of y'all that work at California State University in Sacramento. Lehigh Hawkins, Ruth Williams, Daniel Wells, Brian Sloan, Isaac Petros, William Roby, LaWanda Kendall, Kimberly Donovan Davis, Robert Snowden Jr., Martinique Baker, Derek Bradley, Gina Harris. I'm not going to share your address and where you had the gear shipped to. I'm not going to share none of your personal information, but I just want you to know publicly what you are doing to a Black-owned brand. And I want you to know that you may have gotten over on us right now. You got you some free Actively Black gear. But how is your conscience going to feel even wearing that gear, knowing that you stole from a Black-owned brand during Black History Month? So, you know, I'm probably gonna take the rest of today off, man. I got to get my mind right. It seems as if these days the ones who are out there faking and exploiting our own people, they doing their thing, while those of us who are authentic and truly about this mission and this work, we got to deal with stuff like this. So I hope y'all enjoy the gear. I really do. I hope y'all enjoy the gear, and just know that, you know, I want y'all to know that you took food out of my son's mouth. You took money out of the pockets of some Black history, civil rights icons who sacrificed so much and who lost so much for their sacrifice. I want you to know you took money away from the black kids that we help, the black mothers that we donate to. That's who you took that money from. You ain't even take that money from me. You didn't even take that money from me. You took that money away from your own people. And if nothing else, I hope you realize that during Black History Month, love to the tribe.
Yeah, so it's a lot, right? I mean, I get it. You know what I mean? He feels some kind of way. He feels some kind of way.
He
And
absolutely feels some type of way.
and you could tell that he was fighting back emotion. You know what I'm saying? Like that, like he was attempting to not tear up. I think it yes, it pisses you off from a financial end. When he said 20,000, that's probably sticker price. You know what I'm saying? That might not be necessarily uh manufacturing it, but the idea of it, right? Like you all are the people that I'm hunting after to be fans of it, to actually support it. And I got y'all stealing from me. I ain't even got the hood niggas stealing from me. I got the professional niggas with jobs stealing from me, bro. Like, man, it wasn't even that expensive where you couldn't have just, you know what I'm saying, bought something, you know what I'm saying, applied the code to one thing and maybe buy two or
Got a
three others or
t-shirt,
something.
right? Like, I don't understand. They were
Nigga, you
like
couldn't even buy
buying
a
a whole
t-shirt.
store's worth. Like, what is happening?
He aired they ass out, man.
I
And I
just,
could share your address, goddamn it. You lucky. I know where
but
your
you're,
mama live.
but exactly where you are, what college, town, whatever. But I'm going to share that and your
Man,
first and
look.
last name. Oh, I'm sorry. It's not hard to find. So,
And your Instagram handle.
right, you might as well. What?
You can follow this nigga on TikTok
I
at
just,
the Lazy Hustle 2025.
but I'm not giving you their address. Oh
I
my
ain't gonna give you the
God.
address
Oh my
yet.
God.
Yet.
I just, it just, when I watched it the first time, I was following it. And when he hit when he hit us with the names, I, there were so many emotions I had. Part of me was like, mm, mm, like uppercut, lower cut. Like, I just like, yes, like get him, get him, get him. Another part of me was like, that's a little dangerous.
Mm,
Like you're giving these names and telling your fans and people on social platforms that these are thieves. Now, mind you, yes, I get it. You what's the phrase about, like, being dumb and doing some stuff, and hey, you got to suffer the consequences.
right,
I
right.
understand that, but dang, man. So there was that, and then there was another part of me was like, you are doing it for all of us. Slow clap, because as many things and times that I wanted to be that person to just go on and
Mhm.
do it and say it,
Mm,
I couldn't. Either somebody stopped me or I was just trying to be eloquent. But if I could only say the things that he said, and I know it would not destroy my business, there would be I would have one of those, what do you call those scroll things? Like, I
oh
would
my God.
literally be sitting there with, I'd like to give the shout out to these haters. To these people that stole from me. Oh, who took my bottles and said that they were, that I was going to get so much exposure and didn't. Or those people that took, I mean, I would be going down the line. So I
Mhm.
just have to say again, there's a part of me that saw so much as a business owner inside him and felt that pain,
Mm,
that I'm just like, oh my God, that was just slow clap, dog. Slow
mhm.
clap, slow
Yeah,
clap.
yeah. And you know what else he did? He fired a shot at anybody moving forward that would dare consider doing something like this. He let them know, oh, I puts people on blast. So anybody else that's ever thinking about doing this, I'm putting you on
I
blast,
have to
man.
ship it to you. I have your shipping address, so I have to
Mm,
ship it to you. So I'm going to put you on blast.
I'm
That
gonna
is
put you on blast.
brilliant.
Oh man,
But
that
scary again. I would be scared to
I,
do that. Like that person was going to come and retaliate on me. So
yeah,
just maybe
yeah.
being a woman in that side, I
No, because remember
couldn't do it. I don't
he
know.
was also trying to reach out to these people, and then they're not responding. The whole nine, it's already going out, and it's just like, okay. Like I said, I do understand it. I question how I would have responded in that moment. I'm not above a professional crash out like that because that was a bit of a crash out. But I kind of get it because he also turned it into marketing, right?
That.
Because he ran that as an ad. So he put a little bit of steam behind it. So I was like, that's actually kind of savvy on the marketing end to be like, you know what, let me see if I
Savvy
can
and
turn
savage
lemons.
at the same time. Yes.
Yes, yes, very much so. I mean, but I can understand him feeling like I have a message to get out and I want to put this in front of people and I want it to be seen, right? Because ultimately it'll resonate with the people it's supposed to resonate with. You know what I mean? Like this doesn't even necessarily have to be something that goes viral, but I have something of significance that needs to be said. And, you know, man, he put it out there. And it's like, again, from a strategic perspective, I'm like, that was actually pretty wise to go ahead and use the frustration as opposed to just like letting it, sit inside you. He really did capitalize off of the frustration and, turned it into a moment that probably he's benefiting from. So,
Oh, he totally
kudos
is.
to
I've
that.
seen it.
Yeah.
I've seen he's getting tons of business. I want to say Jamie Foxx just made an appearance with him.
Mm,
I saw that. So, oh, he's made his money back and then some,
mm.
and just
And
launched
I'm gonna
some
be
big
honest with you.
series. So yeah.
And I'll be honest with you. I'm glad to hear that Jamie Foxx just linked up with him, man, because that's something that I feel like should be happening a lot more. Like where celebrities start just shouting out other things. Like stop acting like y'all only buying your shit. You all are consuming things that you could throw some love to. Like I just do not understand. And I don't know if it's crabs in a barrel, you know what I'm saying, type mentality, but I just feel like I would be that person if I had that kind of reach where on occasion I am, oh, y'all need to check this out. That's how I am even when it comes to music. If it's music and I think this shit cold, man, look, at the very least, I'm putting a story up or I'm gonna share it with people because this is something that I think is valuable. And hey, if I put somebody else up on this, then great. You know what I'm saying? Like that's kind of my mentality, about just anything that I like, especially when it's a brand that I want to support. And Actively Black has been out here kind of getting it in and doing it for a minute. And from what I understand, they make really quality stuff. You know what I'm saying? And so it's almost like to be at that level, knowing that there aren't many other black clothing producers at that scale. Now, I mean, we have several, but not a gargantuan amount. You know what I'm saying? To whereas people at that level are still feeling like, man, I gotta, scrape by and try to convince people to want to spend, 20, $30 on my t-shirts, but y'all will go and spend, 80 on Ralph Lauren. And it's like I do understand the mindset, and I know people would say, well, no, that's because the other person has built up the brand and yada yada yada. It's like I get that, but I'm also disappointed that knowing that we control the culture, I'm disappointed in how much of our influence gets spent outside of the culture. You know what I mean? It's like to me that money should be coming back. Like if I was a celebrity, I'm trying to figure out every black thing that I love so that that becomes a part of my identity, and I'm trying to put other people on that, right? And I'm saying that just as a okay, nah, I want to. How do we keep adding value to this thing, right? Knowing that if I give it out, I'm gonna get it back. But it's like I think sometimes I don't know if it's like people wanting to protect the reputation, which I understand that you just can't just be endorsing everything, because one, it might lessen what an endorsement means if a brand wants to pay for it. So I do get that you want to save it, but I just feel like there's sometimes, man, where if we were more vocal with that type of stuff, we would keep a lot more of this influence and this equity in house. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we could keep a lot of equity in house if we were more cyclical with how we obtain our wealth and influence and how we give back. You know what I'm saying? And
I agree.
you know, I don't ever want to be the person that's spending other people's money, but it's I know that the way I live, the way my wife lives, we're very intentional with how we spend our money. You know what I'm saying? And so when it's something that I like, I have not used shaving cream in the last like 2-3 years because she put me up on this black owned soap manufacturer called Burdock Naturals, right? And it's not that I'm just using it because it's made by a black person, but they made it for black people. So it has pretty much eliminated like any kind of skin rash and like razor bumps that I have. I be trying to put niggas up on this. Like, yo, man, yeah, you might want to try this because here's a product that's made by us for us. You know what I'm saying? Why wouldn't I put that out there to other people? And it's like I feel like more of us need to be on that. We need to get in that mindset. And this ain't just the celebrities. This is all of us. This is us as a culture. We need to be thinking more about the giving, going back to that Mr. Tendenism stuff. Like I love just what looks like is happening. And I hope what feels like is happening is actually what is happening, because it feels beautiful to just see the community kind of surrounding this person. And now they're going to be able to figure out how they're going to make money together. It's like, yo, that is our way forward as a community.
And I was going to touch on that. I was going to just say that, you know, I think that is a great example that, and it doesn't always have to be in the form of money, right?
Right.
It could be in your influence. It could be in your skill set. So a celebrity, I mean, Beyonce did it in wearing and carrying a Telfar bag. So it's, and then next, you know, it's humongous.
Right.
So, and that was black owned. So sometimes it's as simple as the support, and the support can look different in many different ways. Just your influence, just something that you specialize in, but as a community coming together and say, you know what, I'm going to boost somebody. I'm going to be Santa Claus right quick. I'm going to just do something for someone special that I know is going to go a long way because I'm the one who wore it, or I'm the one who carried it, or I'm the one who supported it. So I'm not asking someone necessarily to spend their coins, but what about the power of a share? What about, you know, again, as simple as what the lawyer did? What about just a little help to these black owned businesses? Because that's the type of thing we need. We need help. We need help in little ways of influence. At just that video with Jamie Foxx, probably he got, you know, 6 figures of sales just because Jamie Foxx was there. Jamie Foxx probably did not have to spend a dime, even though I'm sure he did. But it's just in the collaboration. I just saw a recent collaboration. I think, if I'm not mistaken, it's recent, that they're about to do with Star Wars. They got, I believe, all the black characters of Star Wars. They got the rights to print those on their gear.
Oh, wow.
So
okay.
That's huge. And I think they're doing a fashion show, or did a fashion show dedicated to Star Wars. So many big things are going to happen for him. So I'm like, maybe I just need to cuss folks out and do a commercial about, you know, and just let folks have it and do an ad.
Right.
And I'm not minimalizing anything he did, but what I am saying is, well, dang, like,
trust me, man. Something you do at some point is gonna go viral. What we need to know is what side of the scale is it gonna be on?
That
you know
part,
what I'm saying?
Is it gonna be good or bad? It's gotta be
because
something.
listen, you are laser focused. You know how to put the horse blinders on, but when you decide to go left,
man, look.
yeah, you can go viral. You got viral capability, you know what I'm saying? So okay, well, listen, man. So just FYI, man, this is about to be a blackity black show. And I don't even know if that was done intentionally, but it just so happens that this way it's going to be. Listen to this, man. I thought this was kind of interesting. I want you to check this out.
Hey, what's up, everybody? Listen, I taught history for about 20 years in middle school, and I didn't like it because it didn't put us in a good light. The stuff that's coming out now, because of this internet, I love it. Check this out right here. I want you to remember this name, Mr. Lucius Emerson, out of Tuskegee, Alabama. They're not going to mention Tuskegee, but they will tell you it was Macon County. Macon County is Tuskegee, Alabama. Check this brother out. He's nothing but the truth. Oh.
Alabama elected a black sheriff in 1966, and the Klan put a $50,000 bounty on his head, but what Lucius Emerson did next made them regret it forever. When every white deputy quit, Amerson hired Vietnam veterans who killed for America and now killed for justice. His deputies didn't arrest Klan members. They disappeared them. 17 Klan leaders vanished during his 8 years. Must have left town, Amerson would say. The FBI investigated, but every black person in Macon County stayed silent. When the Klan shot up his house, 2 Klan families' barns mysteriously burned. When they bombed his office, 3 Grand Dragons got found floating in the river. He turned their terror tactics against them. White folks stopped wearing sheets real quick when the hunter became hunted. Alabama erased him from history books because he proved black power could destroy white supremacy. The Klan offered $50,000 for his head, but lost 20 members learning why you don't threaten a black sheriff with nothing to lose. Google won't show you this truth.
Man, listen. What you think about that right there? What you think about that right there? I'm like, man, they just letting this float around on the internet?
Whoa.
I feel like I need to see a movie of this, man.
Yeah, I need to see, first off, I think, okay, are we sure this is real? If that is
Man,
real,
look. And you know what? And you know what? I hate that we have to ask that nowadays.
I
Because you
know,
are right.
I know.
You are right. You are right. I'm gonna have to do a little deep dive on that. You know what? And I'm gonna have to get back to people because let me tell you something. If that is real, yeah, I see why they don't want to tell people about that. Because that is, you said they had them on the cover of Jet. So I'm like, oh, okay, wait a minute. This might be one of those things that's not as big of a secret as we think. You are right. I am going to go. I'm gonna have to see. I'm gonna have to see if that is.
Yeah, I can't even comment on it yet because I don't want to go down this rabbit hole.
Right,
of
right.
Yes, and this be completely not real. So I can't. So I'm sorry. You're gonna have to get back.
That's what we do. That's what we do on the internet. That's what I'm saying, man. It don't matter if it's real or not anymore, right?
I can't.
That's the world that we live in, man. You know what I'm saying? They want us to not care if it's real or not. You know, and they got
getting back saying Krishan made all these comments about this fake.
Listen.
So
all I'm saying is, in a year, I'm gonna be able to just fly away from right here because this is gonna be virtual. It's gonna be us virtually. It's gonna be AI versions of us doing this exact same thing and shit, man. Like, yo, man, this stuff is
what I will say is pretty
control.
much what you said. What I will say is if that is, even if that's not true, that would make for an absolutely amazing movie.
Man, if directed by Quentin Tarantino.
Oh my god! Oh my god! Oh my god!
Only a white man can.
That would be amazing.
Right? It'll be.
I would definitely want to see that character come to life. And the funny thing is, you know who I see in that position? Jonathan. Like I think that Majors come back. Yeah,
Okay.
I can see him in that character.
Yeah, yeah. Listen, no, I'm. You know what? Before we link up again, I'm gonna do the research.
Please,
you know what I'm saying, and verify if that is.
We can jump it off with that. We can jump it off with it again.
Because that is.
And you can tell me. I want you to do a reveal. I want you to tell me if it was real
truth or not.
Yeah,
Okay.
yes,
All right.
not.
That's what we're gonna do. That's what we're gonna do. And I'm gonna try to find as reliable a sources as I can. You know what I'm saying? Because that was just a reel that came to me, and you are right. Like people will send you anything via social media.
Yeah.
Straight up. Like
get even that. Yeah. I definitely want to come back to me with that.
So right. So that was just a little aside. All right, check this out. I want to get your perspective on this. It says, now this was I saw this from last year, and this was around the time of Afrotech. But a gentleman posted a thread. He said, "Dear Black entrepreneurs, business owners, and independent bosses, we don't need any more of the following: restaurants, nail shops, barbershops, hookah lounges. We need you to establish more of the following: construction companies, law offices, health and medical care practices, grocery stores, super retail centers." What's your thought on that? How do you feel about that?
Okay, so that is such a odd call to action. Number one, seeing of the particular businesses that she chose as construction, grocery store, like some of the most complicated, most highly regulated, most difficult, expensive, that
Right.
don't make money until later, that the insurance and bond is like the highest you could possibly have. What are you talking about? Okay, like
Right.
I'm supposed to be like, you know what? I'm not going to have a wine company. I'm going to start a construction business. That's what I'm gonna do. Let me start that right now with my coins. Let me just start building something. Are you
Mhm.
kidding me? That is beyond difficult to do. So,
Mhm.
and medical, okay, so yeah, let me become a doctor really quick. So let me start. Like, what are we saying right now? If it's not someone's skill set, their specialty. Oh, let me get a law degree right quick. Let me just grab a law degree. What are you saying?
He
I'm
didn't he didn't just say
like, what?
like lawyer. He said law
Right. Law
offices.
offices.
We need,
So
so I need you to be great, my nigga. I need you to do
construction
more.
companies. Construction company. So I'm just gonna just start a random construction company with what?
Right, right.
Again, these are not. These are not like these are. I don't even know what to say. Like
Yeah, a
these are
medical care
the
practices.
most
We need more black people to give us
complicated.
medical care practices.
Okay, okay. Let me just go become a doctor real quick. Like, what are we talking about?
Yeah, yeah,
It's
no.
I
I
just think people are just posting and saying things. Just I get now. I get the overall point. Let me just digress and say that. Yes, I get it. I get it. Yes, we are oversaturated in certain things that we tend to gravitate to. Yes, nail shops, restaurants. Yeah, I mean, I can add a few things to that. Um,
mhm.
so I get it. I get what you're saying. I remember in Chicago, the big thing is like we just need like we need another jerk restaurant. And here we go again with another jerk restaurant. Like we were asking for that. Like, please open up another jerk restaurant. Like so I get it. So I get it. I get it. But it's just like I just I but we're at the end of the day, we're going to hopefully do what we can do in our neighborhood with what we got,
Right.
and who's backing us. And if an investor per se, if their thing has always been they want to open up a restaurant, a nail shop, hey, have at it. What if they don't want to open up a medical? Like I don't.
Mhm.
That's it's easier said than done. To me, that's just as simple as non-business owners saying, "Well, you should be here and there." Okay, but you've never
Right.
owned a business in your life, so you have no
Exactly.
idea what I'm dealing with.
Exactly.
So
Exactly.
it's just like, ah,
And see that point of what you just said right there, that is largely how I view this. Because it just was dripping with elitism, to first off say someone to say we don't need any more of the following. And it's like, are you aware of the percentage of people that actually own businesses? Like you acting like
that
we are saturated to the
that
point of we're at 30 to 40%. Like, bro,
right.
I don't even know if we in double digits.
I doubt it. I
I don't
doubt
even
it.
know if we in double digits. So like just because you know a couple people that's got a LLC or that's doing a little something, like let's not get beside ourselves. We can actually use more of all of these because you
All
know
of it.
who got
All of
restaurants
it.
in our neighborhoods a lot of times?
Not
Every
us.
other race other than us.
Thank you.
Right. So
Thank
imagine
you.
if we did start doing it and doing it at a level where we could sustain it. You know what I'm saying? Like that's a good thing. You know what I'm saying? Same way with everything. Like, I mean, now when you say hookah lounges, it's like, bro, that's just some fast stuff. So it's like,
Right. That's an
you
in and
know,
out. Like, what are you talking
right.
about? Like,
Get out of here.
I can't even. Yeah, just
Right.
people have to say
It's like
something.
you all
What
are
are you
being
saying? What are you
ridiculous
saying?
with that.
Because and I want to be like, you can't be a business owner saying that. You couldn't
Exactly.
because you wouldn't be insulting your fellow. Like they're just no your counterparts. Like it doesn't even make any sense.
And
Hush.
to your point, you have to actually feel some level of interest in order
Correct.
to even pursue it. So if you
Correct.
didn't get bit with the bug to be a lawyer, my
Thank
nigga, like
you.
you say, you don't just wake up and just be like, you know what? I think I want to be a lawyer. I think I want law offices.
Yeah.
Nigga,
Let
I
me
don't
open up
care
a
what you
grocery
want.
store right quick. Like
Right.
what are you
Stop it. Yeah.
saying?
You don't
Yeah.
just
Oh my
wake
God.
up
Stop.
with that
Stop.
motivation. Like, you know what? He's
Oh my
right.
Right. Yeah, right.
I
While
think I
Whole
want to open
Foods,
up a
like
medical
all
care
these
practice.
large grocery stores and chains are like consolidating, but let me open up a grocery store right quick. Like, stop. Oh my God.
Exactly.
Oh my God.
Like, nigga, you paying for it? Are
Right.
you helping to train
I
people to
mean,
be able to do
sure,
this?
sure. I will open up a medical facility. So give me about $5 million, and I got it covered. I got it covered.
And then you ask him what he doing, and he hand you a mixtape, and it's like, nigga,
Right.
if you okay, you one of them niggas, huh? You got all the answers for everybody else, and then when I see what it is you doing with your life, you at a 9 to 5 like everybody else. You hella blue collar, but you
Right.
telling us what it is that we need to do. Like, all right, bro,
Got it.
I'm gonna need you
Got
to
it.
calm down,
Yeah, I'm
man.
there. I'm there.
Okay, here we go. You know, we had to go into one segment. We had a woman that said that she met a guy at a wine bar. We chatted for hours and he was cool. Conversation was dope. By the end of the night, I gave him my Instagram because I don't trust giving my number too fast. He messaged to make sure I got home safe. Cool, right? Okay. The next morning, I slept in. He texts me good morning at 7 a.m., then again at 9:30 a.m., saying, hope all is well. When I finally woke up at 10:45 a.m., I saw his last message from 10:41 that said, you're weird. Bye. She said, it's scary out here. What the hell? So, I mean, I know we not out in them streets, Krishan, but I'm just curious to know, man, like, how you feeling about just what you saw in that? You know what I mean?
It's a cycle that happened to me in the 90s, that happened
Mm,
to me in the early 2000s.
okay.
And I swear we've had a conversation about this, about literally the guy, woman, whatever, the relationship dynamic is no different. It's just in a different era.
Mm,
So what is texting used to be for me calling
mm-hmm.
on the cell phone, which then
Mm.
prior to that was somebody harassing me and calling me on the house phone, and then calling me, an ass because I'm not
Didn't pick
responding
up?
to you quick enough
Okay.
because I didn't pick up the phone, or cussing me out on the voicemail. At that time was an answering machine, right?
Mm,
So this is just a cycle of crazies that still continue as I see.
mm,
Because yes, that is, you're a psychopath. Like, dude, if she has not responded to you, she possibly could just be busy.
mm,
That is also goes in line with the person in the relationship, that if the person doesn't message right back, then you must be cheating on them. Like,
right.
people live in this fantasy land of what their perception is of that somebody is doing. So, like I said, we build anxiety off of something that didn't happen.
Mm,
So
yeah,
literally he's sitting there building this narrative of her because he was so excited about her, thinking that she's ignoring him. So now we're just
mhm,
going to conclude it with the insult. Just like somebody you're interested in, they say no, thank you. Okay, you bitch afterwards, and when I walk
right.
away, wait, what? So yes, he's crazy, and yeah, I'm with her. Like, okay, no, that's a red flag. Because
Mm.
imagine them in a relationship.
And you know what? I like your perspective because it was very level-headed. I think that when we see content online, especially if it goes viral, it can make you feel that real life circumstances are potentially different than they actually are. Right? Like it can turn something into a hyperbole to whereas you feel like, oh my God, it's an epidemic. And it's like, nah, it's always been lame niggas out here. Let's be clear, right? Like it's always been thirsty dudes. You give them your number and you immediately regret it because they blowing your shit up and they ain't never got a number before and they just don't have
Oh,
that type of gene that ain't go time. But some chicks want you to be like that. Some chicks actually like you to be all super like, oh, if he not sweating me, then that means he don't like me. So I think it's just a matter of misalignment. You know what I mean? Because for me to see something like that, I'm like, yo, that's scary. That's scary
for
if you
real.
gave somebody your number
Within
and within
24
the
hours,
first 12
dude.
hours, they are
Come on.
like,
Come on.
and you know what? And because I think it's also a form of like love bombing. Like, okay, so have you ever been in a situation where it's like maybe you did meet someone and that initial meeting was kind of intense for whatever reason, right? It could have just been circumstantial, could have been alcohol. You know what I
Yes,
mean?
yes.
So, you jumped off a little bit big. And then all of a sudden on the back end, it was like, all right, yeah, no, that was yesterday, right? Like now we just kind of cool, and it just felt like they and okay, how do I say this? Like, the initial meeting was never meant to be like, this is who we are forever. You know what I'm saying? Like, and just immediately the next day they showed you, oh shit, we did too much. You know what I'm saying? We did too much.
Hey, that is God saving you. Like what? Like, yes,
We did
yes.
too much.
Oh my,
You know what I
come
mean? And I'm
on.
talking about just even if it was just like just great conversation, kicking
Yes,
it. You went to like 2-3 spots and shit.
yes.
And
You
she
have
thinking, oh man,
adrenaline.
this nigga cold like that. And it's like, yeah, but don't think every day about to be like that. Like, yeah, I mean, I wouldn't even try to send you off. Some of the time it's gonna be like that, but not every time, though. You know what I mean? Like,
Like,
you
really?
crazy. If I came in hard and you just expected me to just go hard and go home, it's like, no.
Like all the time. Like, yes,
No,
where's the part?
everybody album begin with the hard shit, that single that hook you in or whatever. But I'm gonna put some album fillers in here too, though.
Sometimes
You know
it's
what I'm saying?
trash. Sometimes it's absolute trash. So yes, like I get it. Yes, and that's the thing, right?
That first single was dope. I wish I
Right.
was a little bit taller. I wish I was a baller. You
The
hear the
rest
rest
of
of that
that
album, you
album
just
was
like,
horrific. So
no, this ain't it. This ain't it.
oh my God. Yes, I agree. Like what
Straight up.
I mean, come on, when you're at a club, you're at an event. Yes, you're living like it's a movie, right?
Right.
You're you have the adrenaline, you're enjoying the music, the people, you're looking your best. You
Mhm.
cannot possibly think the next morning, I'm be like the same exact person. Like,
Right.
just relax.
I gotta go to work.
I gotta go to
We
work.
had a moment.
It was
Now I'll
fun.
follow you on Instagram and
Yes.
all right, maybe we see, like, come on, man. No, we're
But
not doing
also
that.
possibly as a single woman, I met 3 other guys that same weekend. Like,
Right.
who like,
Mm.
and
Yeah.
maybe you are the best pick. Like,
Mhm.
chill, calm
Chill.
down,
Chill.
playboy, slow down,
Yeah. Be
playboy.
cool. Be cool. Be cool.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So, yeah,
Be
he's a
cool.
nutball. She dodged
Mhm.
the bullet. He's a
Well,
nutball.
yeah, she
Mhm.
did. She did.
Yeah.
But it's funny though because see, I'm seeing it from two different perspectives now because I'm like, okay, I immediately can tell, yeah, he should have been playing it more cool, because that's what guys are expected to do. But it be a lot of times, man, that you will get them women, man, where they, because and maybe this is a Chicago thing, to be honest with you too. Because in Chicago, we always played the wall. So I kind of feel like that's just how we move in Chicago. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like we don't really be all but you know how you go other places and they like, I can imagine New York is like that. I was about to say,
New
I
York
know they
guys, yeah,
super aggressive out there, man.
super
Stop
aggressive,
it.
super aggressive.
Mm-mm,
So,
mm-mm.
yeah, no,
Chicago got
Chicago
that
is all
chill, laid
yeah,
back,
yeah,
like,
yeah.
yeah, no, I'm not
And then
doing that.
Cali's even further back. Like, they're just, like, nowhere to be found. Like, there's just, like so
Right.
yes. So I totally, totally agree. And, yeah, but it's just a cycle. It's just a
Mm-hmm.
cycle.
It
So,
is. It is.
eh,
Okay.
mm.
All right. Now, we almost rounding out. I just got a couple more that I wanted to run by you. Now, oh no, let me go here first because look at this nonsense. Like, why? You know what I mean? Like, why? Why? What was the purpose of that,
I
man?
I
What are we doing?
let
What are
me
we
tell you,
doing, man? What are we doing?
so my husband and I watched the Winter Olympics, and just seeing even some of the extreme snowboarding, skiing, these extra ones that I've never seen before with the flipping in the air and you're up like
Mhm.
18 stories and just like this crazy thing. And knowing that's the Olympic sport, I was baffled at that. But you just want to kill yourself. Like I don't understand. I have no, I don't get it. I
Mhm.
don't get it.
No,
And that's
it's intense.
I don't, yeah, that's all I can say.
And you hate to just be this way, but sometimes you do just be like, man, that's some white people shit right there.
Yeah, 'cause
Like
yeah, no,
as if
that's
speed wasn't
there
dangerous
was
enough.
not
They saw
one
it and they was
black.
like, how do I even make this more life
How do I
threatening?
break my neck?
I don't.
How can I break my neck as
When
easily as
y'all was putting that together in your mind, like what was really making you all think? And you know what? Oh my goodness, once again, was it AI, man? Was it AI?
and that's exactly what I was
Was
going
it
to
AI?
say.
Oh my God, this is you
Was
know
it
what?
AI?
Life is so crazy now,
So
man, that anything that you see, you now got to vet. I'm
because
telling you,
it look
look, I'm gonna tell you what's gonna happen right now. We are going to get to a point where I don't know what's gonna break first. I don't know if people just revolt and they're like, I'm tired of all of this and deaf to it, period, or we're gonna stop caring and we're just gonna look at it as if it's real. Because I'm tired of having to ask and go do all this deep research. So you know what? It's a little video anyway. The dog was dancing. Maybe that dog really was
oh
dancing
my
like
god,
that.
the dog with the
The dog.
that was the best. Like, I want that. I want that to be true so bad. I want that dog to be so true. So you know what? That's what we're gonna do an episode. I want to do an episode with the AI that you wish was true versus is this real or is
Is
this
this
isn't
real?
like
Is
I
this
need
real?
the dog to be real. I need
See,
that to be real.
and you know what? And that's jacked up that like that now has to be a part of the discourse. Is first and foremost, do you think it was real? And then, all right, now that we've established that, we can talk about it. Do you think it's real first? Okay. You want to pull it from credible sources, but sometimes that algorithm be cooking, and you like, you know what, this shit is hilarious. Even if it is fake, I kind of don't care. You know what I mean? Like, but with that though, I'm a hope it is AI, because if it's not, then that is why we are in the space that we are in today, man. Is that you have some people that like just really, I'm trying to think of what is the most appropriate slash articulate way to say it. Because it's multifaceted, man. But just when you just look at everything that's happening right now, I am amazed at how accepting people are of it. Like us as black people, man, you can't you can't put too much weight on our backs because of just what we've always had to deal with and the fact that we are the minority. So 100% of us is but a fraction of what the majority of people in this nation are. You know what I mean? And so I'm just waiting to see when y'all gonna get fed up from what we are seeing currently. And I'm not even just talking about no social media stuff. I'm just talking about like the fact that we are in full on war right now, and you all did not approve us to do this. He did that unilaterally. You know what I'm saying? And just a year ago, he was supposed to be the man of peace. Like we are in a very uh we've left danger a long time ago. So this is not even a danger space. This is just it's almost like a paradox. It's like we're living in some type of alternate reality. And I'm just waiting to see when do y'all snap back? Or is this just normal now? You know what I'm saying? Like it's very strange, as we just continue to exist. You know what I'm saying? And I feel like it's coming to a point. I don't know what it's gonna be. You know what I mean? Because every week it's some new shit. And it's like, oh, not yet. Okay, okay. Because I know it's coming. You know what I mean? And like who knows? You don't want to be speculative. You also don't want to be an alarmist, but I think on many levels, many of us, I think we have kind of surrendered on the level. And I'm talking about black people specifically, right? Because it's like, this is y'all mess to clean up. This is y'all's mess to clean up. And it's like, I see growing frustrations. I'm even seeing some of the people in like MAGA that's starting to really be vocal about it and stuff. But I'm like, yeah, not mad enough though. Clearly not mad enough. And I don't know if it's going to take it hitting your pockets or what. It's going to take something where you feel like the threat is imminent and it's pointed at you. Because even with Iran, I think that still feels separated from them. It's almost like everybody is just hoping that they can somehow, I don't know, mysteriously divert catastrophe. You know what I'm saying? And like I said, just us as black people, I mean, I think we got some influence, but yeah.
But it's also some of the alternate reality that we live in. How I see it, and it kind of relates to everything we've been talking about with things being real or not, with things AI, with us also losing the fire in something that we feel so strongly about. I think that the influence of social media and AI has given this perspective of, if we aren't interested anymore or we're tired, then it must not be real. And I'm wondering if that's what some people are thinking when it comes to this war, because I don't know if people understand how serious this is. I don't think they understand exactly what time we are living in. The fact that a war has started and people don't even want to say that, or that we see videos and people are like, that's fake, that's AI, right? We don't know anymore what's real and what's not until someone actually is close to us. And then again, if it's something that's not directly affecting us, do we lose our attention span in it? When we talk about tendernism, right? We were so gung-ho on him. We were so gung-ho on saving Unc, and thousands of us are, commenting on it and wanting it to be real. We wanted him to be an owner so bad, but he wasn't. That was not real. We talk about so many things, and you're showing me these videos, and I want that man to be real. I want that to have been the cover of Jet. But was he really real, or is he just something in our fantasy bizarre world that we live in? I want some of these videos of these children getting harmed, in these different countries, and these videos just to be fake and propaganda. I want it to be fake. But I know it's not. So I just say that to say that the relationship that the guy was expecting to have with the girl the next day, he wanted that to be real, but maybe it just was not. So in this bizarre world that we live in, I think we have to start distinguishing what we want to be real versus what is, and just being for a second, getting yourself together and actually finding out the facts before you actually open your mouth. Find out the facts before you have an opinion on something, and just trust your gut sometimes too, to know what's real and what's not.
But it's no fun if you got to find the fact first, so sometimes you just want to react first.
You just
right?
want to react. You just want to react.
And pretend like I was right, and hopefully there'll be no accountability.
And just keep in your brain, Krishan wants to tell you that this didn't age well. It didn't age well.
Final question for you. Would you live on a planet with all women?
No.
Well, I want you to watch this video and just tell me what you think about this.
All women.
Yes, immediately, right now.
Would you live on a planet with all women? Would you live on a planet with all women?
Yeah. Hell yeah.
Hell yes.
Of course. Yeah.
Yes.
Yeah.
110%.
I am gay.
We don't care. Let me tell you, we don't care.
So yes.
Yes, I love women.
Are they selling tickets?
I hate men.
Would you live on a planet with all men?
Hell no. Fuck no. Fuck no.
Definitely wouldn't.
No.
No.
No. Fuck no, bro. What the fuck are you talking about?
Hell fucking no.
I mean, it'd be cool.
Gay!
Well, maybe 1 hour and I'd regret my decision. Yeah, no, I wouldn't do it.
My
That
man
is
almost had a pause moment. You know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
So,
And
like,
I
when you see
knew.
that, what do you think about that? Because I mean, I know it's like I don't. First off, I don't think it was staged. But I know that now. First off, we got a new president. Do you think it's real?
I do think that's 100% real. That is
Mm.
Venus and Mars all day long. That is exactly how men and women perceive it. Yes, men are
Mm.
naturally going to say that's gay. Like women are going to be like, oh my God, yes, finally I can have no stress because men stress me. Like, yes. So they're thinking kumbaya. And
Mhm.
guys are like, hell no, I don't want no hard legs all around me. So, yes, that is normal. Even if that was staged, that is the way that they think. So, that was not shocking to me. I'm just not that one. I need a man somewhere around there
Mm.
sometimes.
Mm.
Women would drive me nuts. I'd be like, "Oh my God, I can't take it anymore."
And it's like, okay, because the video is interesting on two different levels, right? So it's interesting on the first level because of the fact that so many, pretty much all the women in that scenario was like, oh yeah, I could definitely do it. And it
Dim
wasn't even
sum.
necessarily of if they would want to. It's like, could you do it? You know what I'm
Yes.
saying? And they like, oh, absolutely. You know, and in many cases, I could even see why they may have even preferred it because depending upon the male relationships that you have in your life, like if you're not in love with someone, you know what I'm saying, or like actively looking for it, oh, I could see a person easily get into a space where they just like, yeah, because all the people that I rock with right now are women, and yeah, these niggas weird. You know what I'm saying? Like new times, you know, so I can kind of understand that. And then to your point, when it comes to men, we're like, absolutely not. But I think, okay, yes, there's obviously the sex aspect of it, but I also think a lot of these dudes probably don't even have like the one on the back end. He was probably thinking about like, oh no, I enjoy like kicking it with the homies and whatnot. So
Mhm.
yeah, I probably might want to do it for like a day, and then I'd be like, nah. But it just goes to show even how we look at one another, you know. And so I think that that's really what the video was attempting to say. Now, while I know that that is how people feel in the onset, the reality is that a lot of them women would get tired of being on that planet with all women
Oh my
like
gosh, yes.
very quickly.
Yes.
And I don't even know if they realize it. Like,
Right.
regardless of whether you're a
Look.
lesbian or don't rock with me, being around like an intense amount of that energy constantly. Oh
Oh
yeah,
my
man.
gosh, I
To a
would be
handful of them.
backstroking away from that island.
Yeah,
Away
yeah,
from here.
yeah. There's a
Too
lot of them
much
that say
emotion.
yes, that and on the back end, they'd be like, okay, Mayday. I
After a
made a
while,
mistake.
we would be like, "Yay!" at first, and then, oh, then we're kumbaya and hugging, and then it's like, "Okay, that bitch don't like me." Like, it would turn so quickly and so ridiculously that absolutely
But
not.
look, here's what's
It would
funny. The
become
flip
cliquish. Yeah, no.
But look, the flip of that is the same also, right? Where like a lot of them dudes that was like, oh fuck no, they probably be hanging around a bunch of dudes, man, and it would be like a frat
Right, they're like,
party, and they be
"Yeah, this
loving
is
it. They get to
great."
just be nasty and shit. They gotta wipe their hands. All the things that they've been doing that a woman and probably enforced them to do, man. They ain't gotta pretend like they care about it no more. You know what I'm saying?
The
Because
stinking
look,
will be fine, right.
if they
Uh-huh.
not actively in them streets or actively being intimate with a significant other, they probably already kind of like tone some of that down a little bit. You know what I mean? To
Mhm.
the point where you probably like, no, I just kind of want to just do me anyway. Like, I just
Right.
want to sit in that chair and watch the game.
Scratch a few parts and just be
Right,
fine.
and just
Right.
chill and shit. So a lot of them that was, oh hell no, I wouldn't want that. They probably be on that planet like, you know what, man, I think I might be able to I'm gonna post for a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna
That
give
is
it a month. I'm
hilarious.
gonna give it a month, you know,
Right, right.
and then we start fighting and shit too. You know what I'm saying?
So,
But
yeah,
no,
that's
man.
that's real. That's real.
Okay, okay. No, listen, man. This was a lot of fun, man. I just wanted to peel in with you real quick and kind of
Great
even,
as
talk
always.
about some some elements regarding like black business, this was an important one for me, like specifically because, I do know that that is something that you and I, we talk about a lot. And even just knowing, man, like where you've been with Love Corkscrew and like with all of the success, how much of it has been driven by like the support, and the love that you get from the people. And, just the importance, man, of continuing to um be mindful, I guess, of just the influence that we have. Like I said, I always talk a lot about circling the wagons and stuff, and that's just my thing. And I feel like with everything that we were just talking about, like even starting from Mr. Tendenism and stuff like that, it was like, what it looks like when the community actually gives a fuck, right? And they get behind you. And like you said a moment ago, it doesn't always even have to be with, the financial. It could be like with your influence. It could be with your time. It could be with anything, your attention. You know what I'm saying? And, that is one of those things that I think that as a whole, we are pretty good on, but I think that we have, um, gotten out of the habit of it, and a lot of that is also social media driven, to be honest with you, because the algorithm prioritizes conflict, you know what I mean? And so it's like
Absolutely it does.
we really have to figure out. I remember, I think I saw a post that you made about that recently, in terms of just like, man, what y'all want me to do? You know what I'm
Right.
saying?
What I
Be out
got
here
to
with the
do.
bottle, you know what I'm saying? I
Right.
gotta do something ratchet to get your attention, you know what I'm
Right.
saying? And it's like,
And I also want to say, one more piece on that when people say check on your strong friends, right? It's check on these black businesses too. Check on these
mm,
business owners. I think Actively Black was a prime example of that. That you all don't know. And when I say you all don't know, I'm just making a general statement of people that don't have these small businesses and actually see the struggle and just see the sexy, don't know what we go through until we tell you. Or make assumptions like the tenderism situation. That was a big assumption that man
mm,
had any type of ownership and had absolutely nothing, that he
mm,
had to have a GoFundMe, but yet a white man was keeping $4,000 out this poor black man's pocket. So it's what you see in the perception of something may not be it. So sometimes just check on them, check and say, okay, so is this true? Or just ask the question. Can I ask you a question? And we may not give you the answer. We may give you the answer, but just check on your business friends just as much as I say check on your strong friends.
that's real. And that's important too. Because the two can oftentimes be synonymous, and I think it is easy sometimes for us to overlook like the importance of doing that, and I think and it's not necessarily in a sense of, oh, because they may be hurting. I think we just need to get more communicative again. You know what I'm
Exactly.
saying? Like just in general, like a lot about the way that this world operates, man, can be very isolating now. And it gives the illusion almost like you are connected because of the fact that, I can text someone very quickly, or just whatever. You can hop on the phone call and things of that nature. But one of the things that I think we are doing less, and one of the reasons we know this, I hate to even say this and make it about a vice, but you know how they were saying that like in the last 4 years, I think the alcohol and spirits industry has lost somewhere in the like 800 million, I think it was, or
Yeah.
something like that. And it
Yeah.
was just like, but we know what that is a little bit. And like people, I think it's a couple of factors.
Mhm.
Yeah, some economy driven, but we know that normally when the economy takes a downturn, people generally drink
Drink
more.
more.
I think that we do have new drugs that people are doing. And so some of
Mhm.
these younger generations, they taking some harder stuff. Let's just be clear, right?
Mhm.
And then
Mhm.
there's more that they're selling legally now. So there is a bit of that. But also, I do think that alcohol has always been like a social lubricant. And a lot of people are like linking up less in terms of just going out, being social,
Mhm.
that whole thing. And I think that that could be also for reasons because a lot of people be like, yo, it's too damn expensive. And that
Right.
is another thing. It's like everything has gotten so much more expensive except for people's living wages.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And so when you look at it from like a totality, it's like, because see, yes, there are people that are doing well for themselves, you know what I'm saying? But when you look at the larger majority, like that, like 80% of America makes under six figures. And we now have an economy that does not cater to them. It's like where do they go to be able to, you know, kick and have a good time and stuff. You know what I'm saying? When you think about just what the price of an average drink is. So I'm just saying that to say that, like, of course, people not gonna be getting out and being social and shit. If anything, you're just gonna get a bottle and keep it at the crib. That's why niggas be like, man, why don't you come over? Can I come over? Because they don't want to be out doing that. It's like you used to be able to do that in conjunction with where you was working. You know what I'm saying? But like now it's like, nigga. You know what I mean? And if I can do it, shit, I can only afford to pay for me. I ain't paying for me and you.
God. So true.
I'm
so
just saying
true.
that's where people at. So that's why, like, as a whole, because you can't really do that anymore, like folks ain't dancing no more. You know what I'm saying? Even the music, we've talked about that where like the music isn't geared towards making you want to be with each other. It's like everything is like we stunt and I'm making these bitches.
Oh my God.
Ain't nothing. And I'm just saying in the greater majority of the type of stuff that you would hear, versus, and of course I'm about to sound like old nigga here, but just like what we were listening to in the 90s, even in the hip hop, like you always had at least that one or two cut that was on the hip hop album where it was like niggas, talking nice to the women, you know what I'm saying? Like acknowledging that we still love women,
Absolutely. And grabbing a cocktail while you were dancing. It doesn't exist anymore. Doesn't exist anymore.
I feel sorry. I feel sorry for.
I had a great time. So
man, and but you want to know these kids are good at though, man, is getting the world to watch, right? They're like, we don't pay attention to one another, but I'm gonna do this thing for the world,
and I'm gonna make tons of money off of it. Got it.
Listen, kudos, or I'm gonna look like I'm making tons of money.
That part,
because there's
do we know if it's real? A lot of, you gotta hit me with it if we know it's real for the next one, sir.
Man, you know what? I think that's just going to have to be like a recurring theme at this point. I hate to even say that because, like, unless we see something and we know this is verifiable. If it is something that I pulled off the internet, oh no, I'm a damn near have to run it through one of them engines real quick. Like, yo, how legitimate is this? Because you are right, man. Like we have crossed that barrier already. Where like because I've been seeing a lot of fugazi stuff come across my news feed, man, and I'll be like, yo, this is so wild that there's just no barriers on it. I had no idea that we would be here this fast. Where like they're using people's likenesses. Like there's this video, man, that Omar showed me. It was crazy, and Logan Paul was in conjunction with this AI company, and when I tell you they filmed a short, it was like maybe 25, could have almost been 30 minutes. When I say action packed, it looked incredible, and it was fully done with AI. Now the acting part, they ain't got that to the point where you could tell it was him, but I was like, they basically said that this video would have been commiserate with like a $300 million movie, which is what they did. And when I say the action sequences were solid, they ain't never got to use another green screen and do none of that shit like that. Now you can still have real people come in on the acting scene.
Right.
If I showed you this, when I tell you, it's like we are here already. Are you fucking kidding me? Because like I said, even with the acting sequences, even though it wasn't like pristine, it was still good enough.
Still pretty believable, wasn't it?
I was like, man, come on, bro. Like, where are we going with this, yo? Where are we going? They trying to phase out humans out of the equation at an alarming rate. And I'm like, so is AI gonna be watching AI? Because
they kind of do that now. My understanding is there's certain programs, AI programs that watch other AI programs, like the develop websites and everything like that, and their AI is working with AI now. Yes, it's insane. It's insane.
And my thing is, will people care? Right?
And that's the catch. Will they care?
Will they care? Because that right there is ultimately what is going to determine whether society can move forward and use AI to its benefit, or whether AI becomes our undoing, is
our demise.
Yep. Because when you think on it, it's like, will we care? Because we're showing him like more frequently that we don't, because we are permitting it.
Correct.
And, we're very close to being at the space where you and I can both have AI avatars that's doing this, what we're doing right here.
Yeah.
And it can be more snappy. We can say, hey, you can program that in. Have a conversation that's where they do this and they da-da-da-da.
Mhm.
And it'll go back and forth. And then, they both are saying hot takes and shit. It's our likenesses. They're creating viral moments. If a clip goes viral, does that crowd care when they find out, oh, those were AI avatars? Or they're like, oh, they were brilliant. They were smart to use AI early on and just completely fake, because that's what's about to start happening. It's already gotten to that space on a level. I think people are hesitant to go fully in, but I don't think that we're far from it. When I'm telling you, man, when I saw this video, I was
I
just
don't
like,
think
yo,
so
this
either.
is.
I don't know. Well, I'll be ready for you to show me real versus fake.
Yes.
And on
yes,
that note,
yes.
on that note, for real, I'm going to bed now. So
Yep. Appreciate you.
Good night.
Until the next time.
Bye.
Where am I? Okay, my peoples. Y'all know what time it is, man. I'm not even gonna go on a very long rant. Because honest to God, what I just said right there on the back end is something that has been the subject of much deliberation, and it's one of those things where I think we're all paying attention to it. And I don't know if I'm being an alarmist, but I just feel like many of us, and by many of us, I mean society, is being incredibly too cavalier about something that wields the type of power that AI wields. And it's just crazy to me. It's just absolutely insane that there are not more public conversations. And I'm talking about even amongst the culture, with how, one, we're going to utilize it, right? To see to it that we are not left completely behind, because let's be honest, this genie is out of the bottle. So it's one of those unfortunate, uh, just powerful things that you're going to have to contend with. Because if you completely are against it, then all you're doing is just allowing other people to take advantage of it. And then you're kind of at the mercy of those who are taking advantage of the resources. You know what I'm saying? But there's the other side of me that's just like, damn, I know what this means for society, especially as we start to lean more into the artificial, lean more into the virtual, and strip away the elements that make us human. And I'm talking about even in terms of just what we produce, what we consume. We've already done this with food by large. Like, so much stuff has preservatives, or it's processed, it's created in a lab, and we already know the health effects that can have. And now we're about to do the same thing when it comes to what we're feeding our minds, right? It's going to be artificial. It's going to be virtual, and yeah, it's going to feel like it's sustaining, but at the end of the day, it's empty calories, right? It's empty calories. And so it's like, this is one of those things, man, where this is a conversation that we need to start having more actively. I mean, I know if you're tapped in, they are talking about it, but I still don't even feel like they are really talking about the implications of it. Like, even when you get tapped in and you are following AI, is just really about the new advancements, as opposed to the boundaries that we need to be placing on it, the concerns and the responsible ways that we should be utilizing this, this technology. And so, yeah, man, I mean, it's fun now. It's fun now watching these people fly at lightning speed. But yeah, I think that that's going to be one of the things that's going to be the big shift that we're going to see on a financial front. And that's the main reason why I'm disappointed that more people aren't having these conversations, because once again, this is the kind of stuff that we should be talking about, as opposed to watching Trump run around and create all this carnage to keep us distracted. Because this is the thing that we should be talking about right now. This is the kind of thing that we should be pressuring our politicians to get a handle on, right? And really talk about what the future looks like, really being honest about the state of our economy, and not just how it's all propped up off of these technology companies, but we're acting like everyday people are feeling it, and they're not. It's like everybody's ignoring the fact that it's a squeeze that's happening. And while it's happening, we're watching the administration get fat. They getting fat, and no one is paying attention to it, man. It's so much stuff that's happening with that front. As much as we be talking about ICE, and ICE can be a distraction, the biggest thing about ICE is how they spending the money, because they not spending it on these bounty hunters, man. They spending it on buying up all of these properties at like 300-400% the market value. Where is that money going? Where is that money going? You over here buying facilities and locations that was $25 million, but you buying it for 90 to 100. And they doing this in all of these multiple cities. And it's like, yo, stop it, man. That money is feeding some people. And 150 billion is a lot of money to distribute through shadow means. This shit is crazy. This is crazy. And people are not talking about this. If you really pay attention to how this money is being distributed, that's the thing that we need to be focused on. Because that is how you can ultimately determine what's fact from what's fiction. Some of this stuff is just ideology. But if you follow that money, it will let you know exactly what a fraud is. Point blank, period, man. And I mean, I know it's a lot of different side quests that's happening, right? We got everything that's happening with this Epstein stuff, and that's hellacious, right? So I know that that's a big thing, but and I'm not even gonna say but, because that is something that you want to see brought to justice. And honest to God, all of this stuff is intertwined, because if you could bring down that class, we could create somewhat of a reset, but you would have to snatch all of that down, right? And while 80-90% of us probably want that on some level, man, we too focused on, I ain't even gonna say the side missions, but just the infighting, right? Because that's what they do. That's what they utilize, right? They get us distracted, so we not paying attention to them. Because as much as we sitting here and we're fighting one another, then we're not actually acknowledging like who the real adversary is, and it's hard to stay on message. And that's on either side. It's hard to stay on message. One of the things that I am disappointed with, and I would like to see the left embrace this more, is they got to get back on code, and they got to get back on an accurate messaging, because I'm feeling like they about to get outflanked. Because as much as, look, that chick Candace Owens, I am not a fan. All right. And I think she's a grifter, but she been cooking lately. She been cooking lately. Right. And I'm just like, yo, the stuff that she's saying is the type of stuff that I need to see people on this side getting after. Right. Like we're going to have to be more aggressive with the messaging, because if they are not, they're going to get outflanked, and they're going to get outflanked by the very people that have been grifting from the start, the very people that are responsible for him getting in office, right? And now all of a sudden that they have had an epiphany, now all of a sudden they fighting for the other squad, right? And they about to try to do this little sharp turn, and it is going to, we're going to get outflanked. I'll just put it like that. You know what I'm saying? But, we'll see how it all plays out, man, because it's a lot going on, man. It's a lot going on. I stand by what I say about black people needing to keep our ass out of the way. But for those that can, though, man, I would like to see us being more vocal about it, though, man, like real talk, because I do think that we control the culture, and I do think that we're influential. And I think that if we could get on message, there's a lot of influence that we have just even with that, even before you have even considered a protest. If we could get on message, there's so much that we can do. It's just hard to get everybody on the same page, man. And it's that I think that's probably one of the biggest obstacles that we have to face is we got to figure out what the code is. We got to get on code. We got to get on code. And I think it needs to be something that's universal, that many of us can agree on, that operates as some sort of an agenda. And it does not mean that we have to be a monolith, but we have to be united in that regard. We got to get on code. We got to get on brand, because if we don't, then we kind of squander away what I think is our strength, which is our influence. It's our influence. And that's ultimately what I was attempting to say earlier. It's like, it's hard to put it into words sometimes, but it's like, that is our capital. And I feel like we don't utilize it, or we don't monetize it, and we don't utilize it the way that we should, And I think that if we did do that, then those of us that are good with attracting the attention, we can help the businesses, and then the businesses in turn have to be recognizing the value that that person is bringing. But I see a lot of people that it's like they get big, and then the first thing that we do, which I understand, but it's like, man, we go to these white brands, and then it just continues to build that empire, right? And it's cool if you did that, and then you was like, I don't take this money, and then I'm gonna invest over here. But then when that doesn't happen, it kills that pipeline. And I feel like that cycle has been what has kept us collectively from moving forward. And I'm not going to go as far as to call it like a crabs in a barrel, because I don't even think it's even always about that. I think sometimes the reality is much more complex than that. You know what I'm saying? When you are running a business, you don't think community mindset, especially when sometimes success, I ain't even go as far as to even say ostracizes you from the community, but your success may have taken you away from the community, right? And it happens. And the moment that you're away, you no longer feel the kinship. We no longer have the community that we once did. And again, I know it's more multifaceted than that. Because I know that there are times that people try to be in the community, and then you always are a target. So I'm not going to pretend like that's not a reality. We got a lot that we have to figure out, but I do know that us moving forward collectively, I think largely is going to rely upon our ability to be able to figure that out, right? Because if that's our influence, then it's like the only way we can compound it is we have to work with one another. Because if we don't, then we're always using the influence for somebody else's shit. And that's why, again, collectively, we can't move forward, man. We've seen some groups of people that know how to do that are small in numbers, but they know how to wield their influence. And I'm telling you, the moment that we figure that out, game over.